Today we have Sister Deepa with us, who will be the speaker for today's session. Sister Deepa is associated with Brahmakumaris since her childhood and has dedicated her life for 31 years. At present, she is renting her spiritual services at Brahmakumaris Ville Parle Center in Mumbai. She is a senior faculty and conducts self-development in Raj Yoga meditation workshops at various educational, social, medical, business, and many other institutions. She also conducts several workshops and programs at national conferences held in Mount Abu, that is the headquarter of Brahma Kumaris. Along with conducting Raj Yoga meditation courses, Sister Deepa also provides counseling to youth and individuals. Welcome, Sister Deepa.
Thank you for the warm welcome. I think it's been a series of sessions with all of you from the Brahmakumaris, and so many of you would be interacting with the sisters, listening to different inputs. And today we have the session on reprogramming the mind, which till now seemingly we found it was very difficult. Do you think like this? Is it okay if you can interact with me also? Is that okay? Yes. Maybe you can sometimes just message on the chat if you don't want to unmute, if you cannot have permission to unmute, message kar sakte. It's okay. So we find that, each one of us would really love if we could really learn this beautiful art of reprogramming the mind, because many times we have had this experience that we would like to think in this direction, and yet we are not able to change our feelings, emotions, and the way we are dealing with people or situations. Has that feeling come many times? Yes? Okay. So maybe either you can put up your hand like this, or maybe you can put it on chat. Okay, great. Because it's much more enjoyable and more learning if we can interact also, rather than me just giving some inputs. So as we said, it's enjoyable for us to, and very important for us, each one of us to learn. And I could just share my personal experience that I'm also on a journey till now, learning every day, but maybe progressing a little bit ahead. So today, first, let us try to understand what is the mind, so that then we can learn how, through meditation and our daily spiritual study, which we learn in the Brahmakumaris, it is giving us a lot of insights on what is the mind, why does it need this reprogramming, what are the different aspects where we need to guide the mind. Because till now, there has been an age-old concept about the mind, which said that man jo hai, wo hamesha bhagta rehta hai. That has been till now the experience of understanding. And we've always felt that maybe the mind is not possible to focus. Man ko kaha gaya ki wo ya to ghoda hai, ya to wo bandar hai. There's been so many different comparisons, like a monkey or maybe the horse. And we have always believed that somewhere it will not be easy for us to actually focus or concentrate or control the mind. The basic feeling of wanting to control the mind itself, sometimes we understand through daily spiritual study, which we learn with the Brahmakumaris. We have a very beautiful foundation course on Raj Yoga meditation, in which we learn more to depth about the self. And here, when we understand, we recognize that actually the mind is one faculty, which rather to be controlled, it needs to be somewhere explored, experienced, understood, so that then once we understand what is the mind, then it becomes easy for us to actually not only reprogram it, but also empower it. Till now, maybe the experience has always been to control it. And sometimes when we are not able to control it, we are maybe suppressing it. And what has been our feeling whenever we have tried to suppress our mind? जब भी हमने कोशिश की है कि ये मन को हम थोड़ा सा दमन करें, थोड़ा उसको suppress करके control करें, have we been successful? No. No, because somewhere we find that the mind needs to be understood, and we need to develop a wonderful relationship with it. We need to make our mind our best friend, so that then it listens to us, We understand it and then we can channelize it. So rather than programming it, what's most important is to channelize the mind. So we replace the word controlling to channelizing. There's a lot of difference because controlling means somewhere whatever thought is coming, oh, I should not think like this. This is not right. And I should be not thinking like this. But channelizing is developing that loving relationship with our mind and then guiding it towards a direction. Now, when we talk about reprogramming our mind, which area of our life we need to go into more depth and understand? What do you think? Mind is concerned with which area of life?
Self.
Self. Okay, so it is one very important faculty of the self. Until now, whenever we have tried to even recognize what, or maybe taken a breath with and taken a step back and then try to see what my mind is thinking, we find our thoughts, our feelings are impacting everything from the outside. That is why it's more important for us to reprogram it. Now, first impact of our mind is on our body. Yes, we feel like this when we are able to remain happy, positive, and when we are able to take care of our mental health, our physical energies are also sustained. And whenever we are stressed, it affects our health. We have seen a lot of studies on this also. Maybe in future, we will just maybe see also about the study by Dr. Emoto, who sees how the mind influences every aspect of nature, all the elements of nature. And he has worked on the water. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this experiment, Dr. Emoto? Okay, I'll show you some slides in future and we'll see how our water carries memories. And so whatever I'm thinking is influencing that. And why we are talking so much about water? Because the body is also more than 75% water. So what I'm thinking automatically is affecting my body. But today doctors are already telling us about this, that more than 90% of our illnesses are psychosomatic. So when we are talking about health in a holistic way, we need to also take care of our state of mind. Relationships, are they affected by our state of mind? Yes? You think so? Yes. So when we are able to be calm, when we have that deep sense of self-esteem, we are able to deal with difference of ideas in a much more open perspective. And we are much more calmer, we are more patient. But when we are stressed within, and someone says something which is unpleasant, which I don't like, maybe they didn't say it with some very strong intention also, maybe they said it in a lighter way also, but when I'm not in a very good state of mind, what happens? I feel upset, I feel angry within, maybe I react. So we find that relationships are also affected by a state of mind. And whenever my state of mind is calm, is positive, has that deep sense of self-esteem, then I'm able to be very open to see solutions in relationships, heal relationships, especially when there is a situation of conflict. Now, my state of mind, does it affect responsibilities? What do you think? Yes. How do I deal with my work? Does it affect? Yes. Because my state of mind, my clarity of thought has a direct connection with my powers to discern and take decision making, be decisive. And so whenever I'm able to be calm and clear in my thoughts and positive in my thoughts, then what happens? My clarity of thought, because it's sharpened, then my discrimination power, my power to decide, that is much more refined, that is much more available to me. So I can take right decisions and I can be more intuitive. Yes. So whenever we talk about intuition, when can we experience intuition? In a state of mind which is stressed or which is calm? Yes. What do you think?
Calm.
Calm. So there also we need to take our care of our state of mind so that we can be more intuitive in our decision making when we are dealing with responsibilities in any area of our life. And so automatically my quality of work, my quality of responses to everything happening at work, whether it's in the family, whether it's in the office, or whether it's in maybe some social activity which you're doing with the world, which is supporting the world today. So anywhere, whatever I'm contributing, my state of mind is influencing that. And if you see the world, what is the energy it needs today? What is the energy it needs? What is the vibrations which the world needs today? What do you think in the present situations? Yes. What vibrations are needed by the world today?
Positivity.
The energy of, yes,
Positivity.
positivity, peace, unconditional love, yes, strength. Every day we read in the media so many difficult situations which individuals are facing, the world together is facing, and especially because of this pandemic also we find there's already a lot of energy of fear, anxiety, negativity, stress that's there already. So what we need to do is create more and more vibrations of peace, of positivity, of unconditional good wishes for each other. And so there also we need to take care of the mind then, yes, to create this energy. Yes, so then again we find our state of mind is very important. Now our mind is one faculty of the inner self. And this state of mind is affecting everything from the outside. And the beautiful example which we can see here is about the hub. Like the hub in the wheel is that metal, yeah, in the midst of the wheel. And that metal has to be very strong and stable. If this metal, the hub in the wheel, it starts shaking, what happens? The speed of the wheel is affected. And after some time, if still the shaking or the moving of this hub doesn't stop, then the wheel just comes off. So we find that as soon as internally our state of mind is affected by something from the outside, and there is some restlessness, there is some chaos within, there is some feelings of lack of self-esteem, fear, anxiety, automatically it affects my response in one area of my life at least. And then if that continues for a long time, there is a major breakdown in any one area. Sometimes it's health, sometimes it's relationship, sometimes it's work, somewhere or the other. So sustaining my inner calmness and strength within my state of mind is very important today. Now, when I'm talking about the mind, it is connected to the innate identity. So we have two aspects of identity. When we call ourselves, we say we are human beings. No? We say we are a human being. Yes. So human connects with the physical identity, which is also very, very important because that's the way in which we are expressing ourselves to the world. And that's the way in which we are contributing to the world also. And yet we find that this physical identity is being guided by the spiritual identity, which is this beautiful being of light. And so when I say human being, human comes from the word humus, which means matter. And being is connected with the energy, whether we call it soul, whether we call it energy, we call it the metaphysical self in science, or we call it maybe ruha in different languages. But it connects with this guiding force, the spiritual being which is within. And so when we talk about the mind belongs to which aspect of these two identities? What do you think? I'm just asking you some questions so that we can remain connected together. Yes. What do you think? Physical identity, yes, we know our role, our responsibilities, our work, our relationships, our country, our maybe religion, our belief systems, and the being is the energy. So the mind is connected with which aspect of identity?
Soul.
The soul. Absolutely right. So we find that when we talk about ourselves, there are these two aspects of identity, our innate identity and our acquired. Both are important because together we can contribute, together we can add value in whichever area of life we are. Acquired self, my role, my responsibilities, my possessions, my skills, my achievements, my relationships, my targets, my position, my career, my belief systems, my family, my country, my religion, everything which belongs to me. That is why it's said acquired self. So I use the word my for all those aspects which are connected with my physical identity. But who am I? I know it is a little strange when I'm asking you this question, but if you ask this question to yourself, who am I? Which aspect of this identity? Both are together, but I belongs to which I directly belongs to which aspect of my identity? Yes. Is this question important for us to understand? Who am I? Important? You think we should know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should know, no? But we find that today, whenever we have been relating to ourselves, we have related to our external identity. So I talk about myself as my name. So like you introduce, I'm Deepa, but that is my name. Yes. My role, maybe in the Brahmakumaris, maybe as you are in the professional, so in your organization, the family, your possessions, but again, that belongs to you, your skills, your talent, your capabilities, your resources, again, belonging to you, or maybe we introduce ourselves as this age which we give us about ourselves, about our physical identity. We say body, but then that is also my body, my relationships. So who am I? Who says this is my role? Who says this is my family? Who says these are my possessions? Who says these are my skills? Yes? Soul, the being of energy. You can use a word which is comfortable to you, either soul or being, energy, metaphysical self, whatever is comfortable and you can relate to. But throughout the day, morning to evening, 24/7, we are aware of ourselves as what? So the being relates to this innate energy, the innate self. But throughout the day, we are aware of ourselves as what? As the acquired self. Yes? And so automatically from morning to night, we are investing time, energy to sustain, to rejuvenate, to reprogram, to maybe replenish the acquired self. So throughout the day, how much time, energy, resources am I investing to empower, to rejuvenate, to replenish the innate self? Yes. If I ask myself this question, what happens? What is the response? Yes. So most
Very
of
less.
us, very less. And that is why we find that where the innate self is concerned, there is some disalignment, because I'm not really given time. I'm not aware of myself also as the innate being, and have so not given time to resource and replenish it. And why have we not given time? Because we have not been aware of it. We have not been even aware that it's actually driving force behind our life. And so once we start understanding and becoming more aware of it, then we recognize that we need to know it. I can't reprogram myself, whether the mind or any other aspect of my inner self, without knowing it. And so spiritual knowledge, which we learn with the Brahmakumaris, the Rajaga meditation, first gives us insights of what is the inner self. What is this innate identity? It's just like an organization. Inner organization, external organization. External organization has my role, my responsibilities, my relationships, my routine, my activities, and everything belonging to me. My inner organization has these three important faculties, in which the first most important faculty is the mind. With the mind is connected the other faculty of the intellect. And the third is my subconscious mind, which we call as sanskars, personality traits. So today we find that when we are talking about reprogramming our mind, it's actually reprogramming our inner self. Understanding, reprogramming here means understanding and empowering and channelizing. So we find if we just talk today about the mind, maybe sometime else we will interact also on the other important faculties, but today let's focus only on the mind because that's our session. So we find that throughout the day, when we are creating thoughts, there are a lot of waves which we are creating, because electronic waves, with the EEG machine, we can understand these waves. And whenever we've talked about meditation, we've talked about silence, we've talked about relaxation. You must have heard about this alpha state of mind. Have you heard about this word sometime? So they say that we have these three types of brain waves: beta waves, alpha waves, delta waves. Beta waves is like 14 to 30 cycles per second. The measurement is done by the EEG machine, which is for the brain. The alpha waves is 8 to 12, more calmer. And delta waves, which we experience only in our sleep, is 1 to 3. And these delta waves are very important, which we can experience only in natural sleep to rejuvenate our cells. Now, we find that when we are able to, throughout the day, normally we are in beta waves. But whenever we are able to relax ourselves and be in an alpha state of mind, in a conscious awareness throughout the day, that's when reprogramming, changing our thoughts, channelizing our thoughts becomes very easy. Now, what are the different type of thoughts which we create? There are 4 different type of thoughts which we are creating. Some are positive, some are negative. These 2 things I think we know, and maybe sometimes we've been relating to this also. But what are waste thoughts? And then what are ordinary thoughts? Okay, so maybe let's understand this as part of a small little interaction with you. Like today you needed to join this program at 10 o'clock, okay, and you had this session. The topic is reprogramming our mind. What could be a positive thought before we join in for the program? I will see the chat so that you can respond. Yeah, I'm sorry I was not able to see the chat before. Yes, you can respond.
Like,
yeah, I will learn. Yeah, I will learn many new things. Yeah, someone has spoken. Yes, brother, you can also speak. Sorry.
like ma'am, Sairam here. The program will be entertaining and it won't be boring me, and I could gain a lot of insights from this. This is a positive thought.
Okay. And maybe now I would request you to even message. That will be much easier for you also. Yeah, something new. Wonderful. Many responses have come. Okay, what could be a negative thought? Thank you for all these thoughts. What could be a negative thought? Just to understand the difference. I know you have only positive thoughts before the program, but what could be a negative thought? Just to understand the difference. All programs are the same. Okay, my work will suffer. Yes. What else? There won't be anything which will actually be helpful for me. Yes. My work will get delayed. Yes. I'll be very angry. Again, this organization is wasting our time. Yes. Yes. Or, I mean, all this is not practical. Yes. Any one of these thoughts. Great. And thank you. And what will be a waste thought? Now, please be a little attentive because negative thoughts and waste thoughts are different. Okay. What could be a waste thought? Waste thought is more like worry, vyartha chinta. No value addition, not productive. Okay. Yes. Already know what they will be speaking. Yeah. Yes. I know already what these will be speaking. I've read so much. Yes. What else? Yes. I think it will be beneficial if you message because then it will be easy. Forgot? We'll forget all this. Yeah. I've heard so many times. Nothing, no use. Yes. Okay. And what would be an ordinary thought? Then we will clarify also. What could be an ordinary thought? Yeah, you have already told me about waste thoughts. Yeah, now ordinary thought. What could be a routine thought? Okay. Manage both work and training. Yes. Usual work. Okay. Now, let me tell you, well, actually, there is a little difference between negative and waste. Negative means there will be a negative feeling, and maybe it's like whatever you said that it's not useful, I will not be able to learn, my work is suffering. That is negative. Waste is, oh, will I be able to learn anything? Will it be useful? There's no negative feeling, but there's more doubt, more worry. And ordinary thoughts are something like routine thoughts. So it's like, suppose 10 o'clock you want to join the session, then maybe 5 minutes before you'll try to see, okay, what's the ID number, or let me open, let me be in time, let me join at 10, and I'm sure it should be till 10:45, and then after that I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go back to work. So these are my ordinary thoughts. Okay, yes. So today most of our thoughts fall in which category? What do you think?
Negative.
Negative. You're being honest, brother. And waste. Some negative, some waste. Positive thoughts also are there. But what happens? Many of those positive thoughts, some positive thoughts are there, but many of those positive thoughts are conditional positive thoughts. That is, we are able to create positive thoughts only when surroundings are much more comfortable, congenial, supportive for me. So if I'm working with people who I enjoy working with, who are very supportive, I have positive thoughts. If the situation is, okay, and I'm moving towards a solution at work, there's a challenge, but then everything now is getting sorted out and everyone is supportive and things are happening, things are working out, then I'm positive. But when we are talking about positive thinking here, it's unconditional positive thinking. So we find unconditional positive thinking is that even if situations are not working at all, that's a time when I can still create positive feelings. I can still create the thought, yes, everything will work out. Everything will be sorted out. There is some benefit in this situation also. I will learn, I will move forward. So creating those positive thoughts, even when situations are very difficult, or creating positive thoughts, even with people who are not so positive, who are not so pleasant, still having good wishes for them, still being able to see their goodness. So if I question again, in this way, unconditional positive thinking throughout the day is how much? Yes, if we check, is less. Always? Very good. Very good if it's always. Then we should also learn. Yes. When you see your children, it is there. Yes. Great. So we find that as soon as we see children, what happens? You're very right. When we see children, our children or any other child also, immediately we can think positive and only good feelings come. Why? Because as soon as we see a child, we connect to our childlike qualities. And what are those childlike qualities which we have, which are given to us by the Supreme? Our innate virtues and qualities. Let's, in some time, even recognize what are those. Okay, so when we're talking about reprogramming our mind, it is how do I, throughout the day, constantly try to have those unconditional positive thinking. And even if there are waste and negative, how do I change those thoughts? Right? It's like recycling. It happens. Many organizations, what do? Whatever is their products, which, some waste which they've created, they try to recycle it and maybe it becomes raw material for another industry. Yes? So in the same way, yes, the importance of children. Yeah. So in the same way, how can we recycle our negative and waste thoughts so that we can transform them into positive thoughts? So when we're talking about transforming or maybe changing these thoughts or reprogramming, let's first understand the impact of these thoughts on our daily life by a study by Dr. Emoto. I'm sure you must have maybe heard about the study. Maybe you can go on the internet sometimes, and it's either called Dr. Emoto, he's from Japan, or it's called water crystals also. So what Dr. Emoto did was he had this music, heavy metal music being played in the environment of water. He had kept water, pure distilled water, and in the background there was this heavy metal music being played. And after some time, he freezed that water and saw it under a microscope. And the left side, you can already see the image. The same water was then exposed to soft folk music, or maybe instrumental music, or maybe any meditation music. And then you can already see the image which can be seen, a very beautiful crystal formation. Then he has put water, pure distilled water, in bottles and put labels on them. And some of these labels have negative words like hate, fear, anxiety, pain, stress. And some of these labels have positive words: compassion, love, understanding, care, concern, happiness, any of these positive words. And after a few hours, he has then freeze the water and seen it under the microscope. And so wherever the labels had those negative words, that is the distorted image which you can see. Wherever the labels had positive words, there were crystal formations again. Then he has experimented with prayer in front of a lake. So people gathered together, a group of people, and praying in front of the lake. So taking the sample from the lake before the prayer and after the prayer. And prayer in different languages, different maybe religions, different thought processes. With music also. But the most important part of the experiment was a remote prayer experiment. Like all of you are mostly sitting at office. Yes, because now everything is working. And suppose I ask you to remember your family at home and see your home. Can you see your home? Yes, you can see your home. You can see your family. You can see them. Yes. But with how do you see them? They are not physically in front of you. These physical eyes can't see them. So how can you see them? Yes. You can see them through your mind's eye. Yes, through the image. So in the same way, this group of people were asked to visualize a lake and then prayer. And so they prayed, visualized the lake, and then they prayed. And that's what is called this remote prayer experiment. So after that, again, the sample was taken from the lake. And this is the image which you can see. So what does this tell us? Yes, what does this tell us? About our thoughts, the impact of our thoughts. What does this experiment tell us? Yes. You can, if you want, you can speak also. What does this tell us? This difference between positive and negative thoughts. Yes. What else? What does it tell us? It also gives us the realization that every thought is impacting. Yes. Every thought is impacting, whether in the positive way or negative way, but it is impacting. So whatever I'm thinking first is impacting my health, because water, but also the world is water. Yes, we say 2/3 of water in the environment also. There also we are impacting. And so it's so important for us to take care of our state of mind and become aware of what our mind is thinking. When we are talking about the mind, we realize that the mind, if you see again, as a faculty, we find that the mind as a faculty is like a factory, and constantly throughout the day it's creating thoughts. But what's the challenge in this factory? It's creating thoughts, feelings, emotions, constant production is happening. What's the major challenge here, because of which we are talking about reprogramming it? What's the major challenge in this factory? Yes. What do you think? All of you are very senior leaders in the organization. So you can recognize the one major flaw. Okay. The major flaw which is there, gap which is there in the mind, is that it's like a factory, but which has no quality control. Yes? You agree with that? Yes? So we are creating thoughts throughout the day, but there's no check on what we are creating and what's going to be the impact of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Maybe we still believe that what we are thinking is our thoughts. It remains with us. But now, because of not only Dr. Emoto, but so many other experiments which we are doing, we understand that what we are thinking is impacting. It's impacting people, it's impacting environment, it's impacting our health, it's impacting everything. And that's why we are today talking about actually taking care of the mind or reprogramming it. Now we find that what is our original nature? So when we talked about seeing a child and then automatically having those wonderful thoughts and feelings, or maybe seeing our family, or maybe something which we like, we immediately connect to the goodness within. So our original nature of the innate self is very pure, very divine. I remember this very beautiful incident which happened in the life of Michelangelo. He was being praised because he was such a wonderful sculptor. He was creating so much beauty everywhere. And so in one of the sessions where he was being praised for all his work, and there was a felicitation and everyone was talking about him with so much of respect. And he responded very beautifully. And he said, well, actually, I don't create perfection. And so everyone was listening to what he's saying. And he said, well, I don't create perfection. Perfection is in the stone. What I do is I just remove the waste. Yes? Yes, you think so? So what we do by reprogramming the mind or reprogramming ourselves is becoming aware of our innate beauty, the innate beauty of the inner self, of the soul within, my original nature. My original nature as a being of light, as a child of the divine, is that I am a peaceful soul. I am a loveful soul. I am a pure soul. I am a knowledgeable soul, a wise soul. I'm a happy soul. I'm a powerful soul. I'm a blissful soul. Now, as soon as I'm aware, if I allow this awareness to remain throughout the day, then I'm a peaceful soul. What happens when I'm interacting with people? What happens when I'm taking decisions? What will happen when I'm aware of this? Yes. When I'm aware that I'm a peaceful soul playing that role, maybe as a leader, maybe as the head of the department, as a vice president, as a senior manager, whatever is our role, coordinating a group of activities. Yeah, we are able to remain peaceful. We are able to remain calm. We are more patient. We are more light, more clarity of thought. And so I'm able to take right decisions. Discrimination, decision-making powers are more available. They're more refined. I'm able to plan. I'm able to visualize the future, the impact of my decision on the future, which we call as being Trikaldarshi, understanding the past, present, and future at one time. Now, whenever I'm able to be in this awareness that I'm a loveful soul throughout the day, if I'm able to connect with that awareness, so it's like reprogramming, coming back to my original nature. So if I'm aware of myself that I'm a loveful soul, what happens when I interact with people, my colleagues, my team, my bosses, my seniors? What happens? Yes. In relationships, what will happen? In this awareness that I'm a loveful soul, we'll receive the same. Okay, we'll have more compassion, more understanding, more acceptance. I will still be able to see the virtues of every individual. Is it important? Is it important to see goodness in people with whom you're working daily, your colleagues, your team, your seniors? Yes, it's important. You think it's important? Very important, because what you see, you will use. Very beautifully, science has said, where attention goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, it grows. So if constantly when I'm interacting with my colleagues, with my seniors, with my team, if I'm constantly seeing their weaknesses, so what am I doing? I'm speaking about their weaknesses. I'm telling them about that constantly. I'm seeing that constantly. I'm focusing on that constantly. I'm sending energy to that, and that grows. They get affected by that, and they get demotivated. But if I'm able to see the goodness and the virtues, the strengths, the potential, the capabilities, the resources in every individual with whom I'm interacting at work, my colleagues, my team, then what happens? I'm giving energy to that. I'm empowering them. And so automatically they can use those resources. So that compassion, understanding the role which I need to play at work as being a coach, being a mentor, being a guide becomes easily. I can achieve that role. I can play that role. When I'm aware that I'm a pure soul, yes, pure, clean within, the same inside, the same out, then what happens throughout the day at work and when I'm working with people, taking decisions, what happens? When I'm aware that I'm a pure soul, I'll be non-judgmental, yes. I'll be transparent, integrity, what I think I will say, what I say I will do. Is it important to have integrity as a leader, as a team motivator, as a mentor? Because all of you are playing those roles every day. And how will I feel about myself when I have integrity? When what I think I say, what I say I do, how will I think about myself? How will I feel about myself? I will have that deep sense of self-esteem. Yes, because if there is a difference in any three, suppose I'm thinking something else, but I'm saying something else, and what I'm saying I'm not going to do. What happens? Maybe externally people may not be able to recognize that, but what happens to me? I know that there is a gap. I know that there is something different. And so I'm not very happy with myself, and that deep sense of self-esteem gets affected. And so when I am aware of my innate purity, I have a very deep sense of self-esteem, so I can remain unshakable in any situation. When I'm aware that I'm a knowledgeable soul, a wise soul, how will that help me at work? Yes, I'm a wise soul, having wisdom of not only what to do, but also the process of how to do it, how to keep people together, how to motivate them, how to keep them together in this journey. So we find that I will be taking responsibility for decisions also, yes. And if decisions don't work, I will also take up responsibility for that failure also, yes. But also I will always be a problem solver. I will always try to see of how things can work out, because I know there is innate wisdom. I'm a happy soul. If this awareness is there throughout the day, how will it help me? So it's reprogramming me, myself. So if I'm a happy soul, what happens throughout the day? How will I deal with situations, with everything which is happening, problems, pressures? Yes, I will still have the enthusiasm and joy to create solutions, to think creatively, to think something which you call as out of the box thinking. No? So when happiness is there, then there is energy, then there is enthusiasm. When I'm aware that I'm a powerful soul, I'm innately very strong, I'm a resilient soul, then what will happen? How will it help me throughout the day at work, especially because we are focusing on this area now? Yes. What will happen? When I'm aware that I'm a powerful soul, then I'll be able to take tough decisions and remain stable in any situation and being able to guide people towards solution. I'm a blissful soul. This awareness will give me that innate experience of calmness and contentment. The time is up. So can I take a few moments only for a meditation session? Just to help us to experience that. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes.
Just a few moments. So let's go through a practical experience of reprogramming and experiencing this. I'm sorry for going a little more time, but just 2-3 minutes more. Okay, so can you sit back for 2-3 minutes? Because reprogramming means a little bit of silence with ourselves. Okay, so just leave alone whatever you're doing, even if you're talking to someone or maybe something on your mobile. And as I become aware of this beautiful light, I look within and I visualize this beautiful being of energy. I, a being of peace, this beautiful light shining between the forehead. I visualize this pure light of peace flowing from this divine spark of energy, flowing gently through my entire body, relaxing it, allowing the body to be calm and still. In this moment of silence, I remember my family. I see my loved ones, my life partner, my children. And yet now, between their foreheads, I see this beautiful light. I see them also as beautiful souls. And I send this vibration of love, happiness to each one of them. I gently shift my awareness from the small family to the bigger family at work. I see my seniors, my colleagues, everyone with whom I interact every day. And I see this beautiful light shining between their forehead. See them as beautiful souls and send this vibration of respect, of gratitude, of unconditional love, good wishes to each one of them. I send this vibration of good wishes to the entire world. Feeling light, peaceful, my heart having compassion and good wishes for all. I come back. I come back to my present. I come back to the awareness of my work, my responsibilities. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I'm sorry for taking a little more of your time. Maybe. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sister, for this enlightening session to all of us, and we look forward to the next session next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.